It is currently very, very early in the morning, and I want to drive the Lambo today. I have this part that I really want to install, but of course I don't want to wake up Bobby. So I think I'm going to try to push the car outside and fire it up outside, because if I start it in the garage, the cold start on this thing is not okay. And there's no way to make it start not loud. It is so loud. Come on, Bobby. What kind of park job is that? Will it fit? What a dumb car. There's no way to put it in neutral without the motor started. Dash is on. Car's completely powered. It's in manual mode. No neutral. Sorry, Bobby. All right, dude, you ready? Ready to go to work? Come on. Oh. Good boy. You stay there. So I bought a front lip for this Huracan a while ago, and I didn't want to install it when it was on the old springs because this car sat so low in the front that there's no way that front lip would have ever survived, and it was quite expensive, so I don't really care to destroy it right away. I'm sure eventually it'll get scraped up and whatnot, but thankfully this car does have the front lift, which is going to be a huge help with this front lip. But I want to get it installed today. This is probably, I feel like I've said this before, but this is probably truly the last time I'll be able to drive this car. It is getting cold out, and I bet if I look at the 10-day forecast, there's probably snow in the forecast. So yeah, figured instead of waiting until spring to put my front lip on, let's get her on now so we can look at it in the garage over the winter. That's the disadvantage of living up here. I don't know. Snow is cool and all, but I get sick of it because all you can do in the winter is work. All right, we made it to the shop. Here we got our front lip for the Huracan. I'm hoping it's a thinner version. I ordered that thing. Pretty sure I ordered that before I even got the car delivered. So it's been a while. Don't really remember what style that front lip is, but here's a good before of how she looks. Let's get her on the lift, get that lip opened up, get her slopped on. Hopefully it looks good. Lifting this thing in the air is always scary. I mean, it looks pretty quality, but this is gonna be a lengthy installation. No holes, no hardware, no nothing. That's crazy. Let's set it up on that front bumper and see how she fits. That thing is gonna look absolutely amazing when it's complete. But we just need to figure out a good way to get it installed. It's like we're gonna have to drill a bigger hole right here to have access to the inside layer, because obviously I don't want a bolt just going all the way through the whole entire 1-inch piece, if that makes sense. Overall, it looks like it does fit pretty good though. So I got everything drilled out. Here's the holes on the top where it lines up with the bumper, and then what you would call, I guess, an access hole to where you can actually get the bolt and, say, a socket through. Now we need to set this up on the bumper. I'm going to use probably 2 or 3 self-tappers to hold it up on the bumper, and then we need to drill the bumper, which of course is the scary part. And I think I'll probably riv nut the bumper, which is a nice little steel insert, so we can bolt this to this. So I currently have it taped in place onto the bumper. The very first thing I did was put these little thin pieces of tape on, just so I could keep putting it on and off in the same exact position. So it's taped on. I'm gonna self-tap it in 3 spots. And then, like I mentioned, we're gonna go ahead and riv nut the bumper. This is scary. Drilling into like STI and Evo bumpers worries me, but drilling into a Lamborghini bumper, I don't even know how much this bumper costs. I don't want to know, but we can't mess it up. If I mess it up, I'll probably have to just part out the car. All right, she is screwed onto the bumper. Now I'm going to go through both holes all the way through to the bumper with a small drill bit and drill, I guess you'd call it a pilot hole. For all of these holes, there's 15 holes total, meaning there's going to be 15 bolts holding the lip to the bumper. Pulled the lip off to find our pilot holes. Now we're going to go ahead and drill those the proper size to install these. All of the rib nuts are finished up. I wanted it to look as factory as possible in case we ever need to pull the lip off if it's too low or whatever. I don't want to be ashamed when I look underneath the car. That looks pretty good. I have all my bolts and washers. Let's go ahead and bolt the lip on and we will be done. Hours later. I'm 3 hours deep right now. Front lip is installed, fully bolted on with 15 bolts. That thing is never gonna rip off. If that lip wants to come off, the bumper's coming off with it. Let's pull it outside and see how it looks. So here's how it looks outside. Front lift is up. Let's go ahead and lower the front lift and see how much space we got. That looks so aggressive. It was well worth the wait, the money, and the time it took to install. How is this my car? Every time I drive this thing, man, really any of the cars, I'm like, how is this real life? But it is. That looks super good. That looks really good. All right, so we're back at the house. This is going to be the true test, whether or not I can get this thing back in the garage. We have a obstacle here. When the tires go up there, front end goes low, and then same concept here. I think it should be fine because with this front lift up, man, it gives you so much space. Look at that. But if it hits, I'll probably have to pull the lip off. It's pretty close, but we can still get our whole hand under there. Every car needs a front lift. It is a game changer. Man, that looks so good. I am super, super happy with this front lip. If you guys want one for your car, I'll go ahead and link it down below. I guess I never really showed you guys an up close and personal fitment check. Yeah, I know I scraped the bumper there. That was before the lip on the old springs. But as you can see, it's pretty nice and tight around the whole edge of the bumper. Comes right up to the end right there. I know they make some that come like way up on the sides. I wasn't a big fan of that style. This is just a nice, subtle, clean look. I kind of feel like I'll probably eventually do the skirts. That would look pretty sweet. Now, I wasn't a big fan of how we had to use a hole saw for that access hole. So I'm gonna buy some of these. It's a 1/2-inch flush mount black plastic body plug for 25 of them, which is more than enough. $5 on Amazon, shipped. And it'll come here today. Pfft, $5, even though it's the underside of the car. I feel like that's probably a pretty good idea. Oh yeah, those things should look nice.